When purchasing a smartphone these days, one of the biggest decisions that you're going to have to factor is the mobile internet. So now we're talking about how fast the internet on your phone is because no one wants to wait. So we've conducted a 4G face-off. We have a 4G phone on every major US carrier, that being Verizon, AT&T, Sprint, and T-Mobile. And we're going to put them all to the test to see who's the fastest. So with another edition of Android Tap, Android App Reviews, I'm your host, Antonio Wells, and let's get started. Really, when you're talking about 4G coverage in the United States, what you really want to look at are three very important things. One is coverage, being who has 4G in your area, because it's not in all network areas and it is rolling out as the carriers build their infrastructure. The second thing is battery life. How does the battery life withstand with your phone? Does it drain fast or does it drain moderate? Either way it goes, when you have your 4G radio turned on, it's going to drain your battery faster than, say, if you had it on 3G. And then the last thing is price. Depending on your area and your coverage and the carrier of your choice, you may have to factor in price being the primary reason why you choose one carrier over the other. So what we have here is a phone on each major US carrier to do this 4G face-off. The first one you see is Verizon, the second one is T-Mobile, the next one is AT&T, and the last one is Sprint. And we're going to go ahead and start some of the tests. So as most of these tests start to finish, I'll go with the Verizon 4G LTE phone first. We got nearly 9 megabytes down and 6 up. Just a little mishap on the first one, but when we restarted, we've been able to get phenomenal results with what is T-Mobile's HSPS Plus, their 4G internet in Chicago at 15.6 down and 2.3 up. The AT&T 4G LTE phone was able to get just over 9 down, 8 up. And in our offices, for some reason, Sprint has not been handling well in these tests. So we're only getting 652 kilobytes down and 872 up, which is not suitable for something in our offices. However, when we show you the outside shots, you'll see drastically different results. And while we're at it, we're going to do a couple more tests. But we're going to show you some of the results of what we've been getting around various places, times, and locations. So if you can see, the Verizon phone has been doing pretty consistent on some of the specs. On a few days we see some dropping pretty low to almost 2 megabytes down. But other than that, looks like an average of well within the 10 or 10 plus download range, and it varies between 3 and 8, sometimes even 12, 13 upload. Let's look at the T-Mobile phone. Like I said, I'm pretty surprised at some of the results we've been getting. One of them we were almost getting, 14 down. And when we first got this AT&T phone, we got insane results. If you see there, the very first one was 31 down, 7 up, 26 down, 30 down. So we've been getting some great results with this one on AT&T in Chicago. And never mind the recent tests, because we've been getting poor results in our offices. We'll take a look at some of the results outside of the office. So 6 down. Let's look at some of the earlier tests. Here, almost 10 down, 1.5 up. So it varies with the Sprint 4G. Let's go back and do some more tests. It's really cranking. You You see some of the tests consistent. This one seems to be pushing a little bit more this time. And when we complete this test, we'll do a review of the results, and then we'll tally one more test. So the Verizon phone, again, it's almost near 9 down, 5.4 up. The T-Mobile 4G phone, 13 down, 2.6 up. The AT&T phone, almost 9 down, 6.7 up. And this time Sprint did a little better, but not as good as we would expect, but 1.5 down and almost a megabyte up. Let's do one more test. So in this one, the Verizon phone dropped down to about 4 down and 6.5 up. The T-Mobile, again, it's been outperforming in this particular test to the rest of the phones. It's 16.4 down, 1.3 up, 9.3 down, and 6.5 up, 2.6 down, which is doing a lot better, and 791 kilobytes up. So we performed various tests in and around our office in Chicago. Now we want to take it outdoors and see how we perform in other locations. So let's go. And going into this 4G face-off, I really did think Verizon was going to be the top, but in our test, we saw T-Mobile's HSPA Plus really become consistent and take the cake in this, and I was really surprised about that. So it really matters on your location, on the coverage maps, so take that in consideration when you're buying a 4G smartphone. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel. If you like this, hit the thumbs up button and hit us up on Twitter, Facebook, and Google+.